nock, and ready to rock.
All right, now for this last segment, we're gonna do something called walk back tuning. So I've went ahead and selected the vane configuration that I like. I know I've got a good match for spine with the bow that I have. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually check to make sure that my arrow rest setting is perfect for left and right. Because if it's not, what'll happen is at the closer distances, your arrows will be center, and the further and further you get away from the closer targets, the more that arrow will drift. And a lot of times you'll see erratic arrow flight. So this is called walk back tuning, or also known as French tuning. So what I'll do is I'm going to take the arrow that I want to shoot, and I'm going to go ahead and sight this in to where I'm shooting exactly dead center at about 3 yards. Now for me, that's my 50-yard pin. So after I shoot and have it zeroed in right here at 3 yards, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shoot another arrow, or for a lot of people it's best to shoot a group of arrows down at a 50-yard target using that exact same pin, and make sure you do not move your sight after that first shot, because where those arrow lands is going to determine what we need to do to fine tune our left and right on our arrow rests to make sure that this arrow and bow are matched perfectly. Okay, you can see my left to right is exactly dead center. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shoot down at 50 yards using that exact same pin. Okay, now let's go down and I'll show you what this group means. Okay, well here's what this test is showing us. Now again, we're using the same pin. I made sure my level was perfect. We don't have any wind. So I'm sighted in up close, and now that I'm shooting back far, and it's best to do this with groups so you can see where your grouping is. But for shortness for film, I'm just doing one arrow and I was confident with that shot. But it's showing me that we're grouping left of center, which tells me that arrow is going further and further and further left the further that arrow travels. And what that means to me is that my arrow rest is slightly off center. And that's what this walk back tuning or French tuning shows us. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to loosen my left to right adjustment on my arrow rest, and I am going to micro, little bit goes a long way, micro adjust my arrow rest in the direction towards the center of that spot. So I'm going to need to move it to the right since I hit left. If I was over here, I'd need to move it left. Very small increments. So I'm going to make this adjustment. Then I'm going back up to the close target to sight in again and repeat this test. When we've got this arrow rest set in the perfect left to right adjustment for the arrow and the bow matching, we're going to be able to shoot the same exact left to right path from up close all the way to out far. So let's make an adjustment and see what happens next. Okay, so I've moved my arrow rest. Now I've gone ahead and sighted, moved my sight to sight back in right here at the close target, because we moved our rest, so we've got to move our sight. And again, we sight in here. Now we're going to do the same thing down there. Okay, right in that same hole. Now we're going to shoot down range again and see what we get this time. Looks pretty good. Let's go see what it looks like. All right, well, here's the perfect result, and this is what this test is all about. You can see after making those adjustments that we talked about, we're now able to shoot exactly in a dead center line, right up close, and then we're able to hold that same line at a distance. And what that tells us is that our arrow is following the same path of the sight all the way. Just make sure that you're always watching your level. Do this test on level ground without any wind, and I can guarantee you that if you follow all these steps that we've covered throughout this total Nocked and Ready to Rock series, you're gonna have an unbelievable shooting arrow to match perfectly with your bow.